we were patient. The other guy finally made a mistake, and Desmond Henderson made a great play defensively going the other way. And even though it was probably one of our poorest games stats-wise on defense, it was still one of my favorite wins because of the way everybody just hung in there and hung in there and hung in there, and the offense bailed us out.
But the thing of it is, the offense they played, Carl Madison, the coach over there, we played him a bunch of years when I was business coordinator. He was probably the best option guy in Florida, no question. But he had this one little chink in his armor. As good as he was on offense, he would find a place in a game to do something stupid. He'd get away from what he did, and he did during this game. I don't know what he was thinking down there, and he ran an option right dump pass off the goal line. Definitely goes in the end zone. Now it's the 2 touchdowns.
I don't know how you remember that. I'm always blown away.
Look here, because it was a big deal, baby. It was a big deal.
Coach Arley, what was your favorite Charlie Adams moment when he was playing at Leon? There's too many to name. What one moment, one game, one thing you remember that always stands out as your time as a coach?
We were playing Garvey right here, Pat's house, and Terry Mickens had just went up, caught a ball, and he was limping.
Yep.
Coach Cox called another play right behind and said, Coach Cox, he's hurt. He's limping. Going to him. We went to him anyway. He laid out, called it, curled it in. I couldn't believe how he did it. Really. That was for me.
And Terry went on to win 1 Super Bowl, playing 2?
Playing 2, won 1.
He's got a ring.
Not
Got
bad.
a ring. It looks good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Now I'll tell you a Charlie story. Okay. It's just a 97-year.
We can cut whenever you want.
No, we're in Pensacola. Coach Lambert, remember this. We got over there. You had a pulled hamstring or something. You could run, but you didn't have many runs in you. And we knew we could run the counter bootleg, and we had it. He says, he's got one left inning. I said, you better call it the right time then.
I think I remember that.
And you pull the trigger on it.
Well, I'm sure I was a lot faster when I think about it now, but you know, that's the way it goes. Let's see here.
I'm sure you are.
All of you have been shaped by Leon football in one way in your life. If you had to describe briefly what the importance of playing sports at the high school level, because there's a big deal about high schools cutting athletic programs, what would you tell somebody who tried to convince you that that was a good idea?
Well, the biggest thing I learned was perseverance. Academics, just about every aspect of perseverance. You can't all be big, fast, strong, and smart, but
the year 1935
so that would be something I would hate to see.
Well, I don't know if I'm answering the question, but I had to share this. Probably one of my most memorable moments, which made the biggest impression on me, was my first year at Leon High School as a coach, coming from Shanks, of Quincy Shanks, getting ready to play Milton, Florida, Merritt Island. They ran the wishbone. And we practiced all week against the wishbone. Jimmy Everett was the offensive coordinator. And so the week before, the day before the game, Gene would always run us through a certain system and get us down the goal line. All right, give me 3 plays and get us on the 3. Well, Jimmy Everett broke the wishbone and started throwing these passes. And he was scoring on us. You know, and we were all confused because we prepared for the wishbone. So after about the 6th touchdown in a row, Gene calls timeout. He says, I want to see my defensive coaches in my office immediately after practice. So practice ended, and we went in and sat on that little red sofa like children. Okay? Me, Jack Hines, who was Bobby Bowden's son-in-law, and Jim Lucas. And Gene Cox read us the right act. And to me, I said, that will never happen to me again. I'll never be on this red. I'll never be in the principal's office again. Okay? That made an impression on me of what was expected, as not only as a player, but as a coach. You better be ready when you go on that field. You better be prepared. So that's what I got, preparation.
Makes sense. Coach?
Discipline, everything they said, discipline, learning how to get up one more time than not beating the guy every time, but getting up one more time. And I can't tell how many people my age that I run into, and we have this conversation now that we're older, about playing at Leon, and guys, a lot of them in the Hall of Fame. and they all said the same thing. They said, there's not a day I work that something I do that day doesn't relate right back to what I learned on that field day, in some way, from a coach or something.
They're exactly right. And what I would add is why I play high school athletics. Those things are all right and wonderful, but I think, and you can relate to this too, the friendships that you make in that locker room and on the trips and on the field and the crowd you put up with, but y'all stay connected and you've got lifelong friends. We lifelong friends because we're down in that old office doing the same thing that y'all were doing. We were bonding and trying to find ways to make y'all be the best you could be. And I'd have to add friendship. That to the list.
Makes sense.
My mentor took it right out of my mouth. People coming together. You ask one when you're on a team. No, if you come from affluent family, got a lot of money, this guy comes from, he don't have much. It doesn't matter when you're on the field together because you're all as one.
Last but not least.
I think every day I walk through the door at the meeting room, there's a rope hanging from the top up there. And there's one of them that's real old and has been tugged on a lot by a lot of Leon players. And then there's one that's newer that's over there by the weight room. And Coach Sauls, when I first came to Leon, taught me a story about the rope. And I think athletics, from that standpoint, teaches kids and young men how to, and young ladies too in their sports, how to overcome adversity, how to deal with it when it comes. It's going to come sometime in the game, the ebb and flow of the game. There'll be the highs and there'll be the lows. And I think you can carry that into life. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, in dealing with adversity and the things that come in life are some of the things that you've learned while you've been on the athletic field.
I would agree. Well, gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Go Lions.
Good job, Charlie.
Come see us on October 1st, 2nd, 100-year celebration. Thanks.